Welcome back to the Coins World, where today we are going to dive deep into the fascinating story of the Liberty 5-cent coin from 1984. Now let me tell you this right at the start. If you own this coin, it might just turn the tables for you. So stick around until the end, because I will reveal its real worth according to eBay, auction houses, and other online platforms, and more importantly, how you can sell it. But at the very end, instead of giving away every detail here, I will ask you to comment price in the comment box, and I will personally guide you with the latest value and the exact selling procedure. The Liberty 5-cent coin, more commonly known as the Jefferson nickel in 1984, has a history rooted in American tradition and post-war identity. Introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, it featured the image of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. This design carried on for decades, becoming one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. By 1984, the Jefferson nickel had already been a familiar sight for nearly half a century, making it not only a circulating coin but also a piece of cultural continuity. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the obverse features the iconic portrait of Jefferson. The reverse shows Monticello, his Virginia estate, a structure that represents Jefferson's vision of architecture, learning, and personal legacy. In 1984, the design was unchanged, but the condition and mending details of the coin gave it unique collectible appeal. The 1984 Jefferson nickel was struck at multiple mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark. Denver coins are marked with a D, and San Francisco produced proof issues with the S mint mark. While most of these nickels were produced in massive numbers for circulation, the proof strikes from San Francisco, with their mirror-like surfaces, are especially valued among collectors. What makes the 1984 nickel particularly interesting are the errors and varieties that emerged during its production. Collectors pay close attention to double die obverses, repunched mint marks, and even off-center strikes. These errors, though unintended by the U.S. Mint, add significant value to coins that otherwise would be worth only face value. The historical importance of the Jefferson nickel series cannot be overstated. It represents stability during an era of change in American coinage. By 1984, other denominations like the penny had already undergone shifts in composition, moving from copper to copper-plated zinc, but the nickel retained its original 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy. This continuity gave the coin a reassuring familiarity to the American public. The 1984 issue also reflects a time in U.S. history marked by economic growth, technological progress, and a strong cultural identity. Coins minted in this year are a reflection of that period, and owning one is like holding a piece of the 1980s in your hand. Now let's talk about what makes this coin valuable today. On platforms like eBay, common circulated examples usually sell for a modest price, often just above face value unless in pristine condition. But high-grade uncirculated coins, especially those graded by professional services, can fetch impressive amounts. Proof versions, with their sharp strikes and brilliant finish, are consistently sought after by collectors. And then there are the error coins. These can transform an ordinary nickel into a coin worth tens or even hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and demand. Auction houses have seen some 1984 nickels in perfect mint state grades selling for notable amounts, especially when they display full steps on Monticello, a detail highly prized by collectors for its sharpness and clarity. This full steps designation is a mark of superior striking quality and can drastically increase the value of a coin. The key takeaway is that not every 1984 Liberty 5-cent coin is equal. While millions exist, the right combination of condition, mint mark, and potential error can make the difference between pocket change and a collectible treasure. So, if you come across one of these coins, take a closer look. Check the mint mark, examine its condition, and see if it might have one of those coveted varieties. You might be surprised at what you find. And now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. Just like I said at the beginning, if you own this coin, it could turn the tables for you. But instead of revealing the exact prices and sales strategies right now, I want you to take one simple step. Go to the comments section and write the word price. I will personally reply with the latest value of the 1984 Liberty 5-cent coin according to eBay, auctions, and other platforms. And I'll also tell you exactly how you can sell it for the maximum return. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Comment price below and together we'll discover whether that 1984 nickel in your pocket is just ordinary change or a hidden piece of history that could bring you an extraordinary reward. Lincoln wheat cent features a simple yet powerful design that would remain unchanged for 50 years. The solemn profile of Abraham Lincoln, facing right, while the Philadelphia version is the most common. The 1926 wheat penny is exceptionally hard to find in high grades, making it one of the key semi-keys of the entire Lincoln series. Not all 1926 pennies are worth more than a cent, but a perfectly preserved, high-grade example from the San Francisco Mint, especially with original red luster, is so rare that it can fetch hundreds of thousands to over $1 million at auction. The 1926 penny was minted in fewer numbers, and most entered circulation immediately. Harsh use and poor storage meant that almost none were saved in pristine condition. Fewer than 10 examples exist in MS65 red gem mint state. Only a handful are known in MS66 red, the highest grade ever assigned. Collectors pay astronomical prices for these coins, often battling in elite auctions for a chance to own one. Lincoln cents are copper, and copper oxidizes over time. Most common, oxidized copper color. Some original mint color remains. A 1926 penny in full red is incredibly rare. One MS66 red 1926 penny was privately sold for over $150,000, and numismatists believe the right beer would pay over $1 million for a flawless example. Collectors aiming for a complete set of Lincoln wheat cents must have the 1926. Thus, its scarcity in high grades places it among the top 10 key dates, the most difficult coins to complete in red mint state. Its historical placement between World War I and the Great Depression adds to its mystique, while the 1926 wheat penny is valuable in pristine condition. Even more excitement surrounds rarers such as double die obverse, though extremely rare for this date. Die cracks and cuds were punch mint marks RPM. Each of these can enhance the value, especially when authenticated by PCGS or NGC. Over the decades, the most pristine 1926 cents have made headlines. Private collectors have reportedly offered $750,000 or more for MS66 candidates. Experts believe if a perfect MS67 RD example were found and certified, it could break $1 million. Even more common grades like BF Very Fine or XF Extra Fine command $30 to $100, and circulated examples can range from $500 to $10,000, depending on the color and grade. With values this high, authentication is critical. Top-tier coins should be graded and encapsulated by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company, verified for mint origin, strike quality, and color, protected from damage to preserve market value. Buyers and sellers alike depend on these certifications to ensure trust and precision in pricing. Where they're still found, believe it or not, 1926 wheat pennies are still discovered. Today, nearly a century later, some of these once everyday coins are now considered rare collector's treasures, with a few high-grade examples selling for thousands of US dollars. But what makes a 1927 wheat penny so valuable? How can a coin worth 1 cent become a highly sought-after piece of American numismatic history? The 1927 Liberty wheat penny, its origin, rarity, errors, and why it remains one of the most fascinating pieces for collectors. Today. The year was 1927. America was booming. Industry was thriving. The stock market soared. Ford was churning out Model Ts, and jazz filled the streets. It was the calm before the storm, the final chapter of prosperity before the Great Depression. Amid this cultural explosion, the U.S. Mint continued its steady work, producing coins for everyday use. Among them, the Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that had become the face of American cents since 1909. And in 1927, the Mint produced a wheat penny that would, one day, command great attention, especially in top condition or with rare errors. The Liberty wheat penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, remained unchanged for decades, its elegance rooted in simplicity. These coins were made from a warm copper alloy, beautiful when new, but prone to darkening, spotting, and wear over time. There are three main factors that can transform a 1927 penny into a $1,000 collectible: condition, mint mark, and errors. Most 1927 pennies were used in circulation for years, worn down by decades of handling. That's why finding a mint state MS coin, especially in red road color, is incredibly rare. Now, very few examples have reached these high grades, making them highly desirable. The 1927 is the scarcest of the three mint varieties. Poor strike quality and low survival in mint state mean collectors searching for a complete set of early San Francisco minted Lincolns often drive prices even higher for top grade 19 to 7. As examples, even circulated coins can have value if they include one of these rare errors. Double diop versus DDO doubling in inscriptions like Liberty or the date dollar. Clipped BLINCHET. When certified, these errors elevate an otherwise common coin into a collector's dream, labeled with red color designation, indicating the original luster free from cleaning, damage, or corrosion. A raw and graded 1927 penny might sell for just cents, but a graded penny, the 1927 Liberty wheat penny, is a window into an era, a time when prosperity hummed beneath the surface of future hardship. It was struck in a year of silent transformation, minted by the millions, yet preserved in beauty by only a precious few. It reminds us that history doesn't always wear gold and silver. Sometimes it wears copper, and sometimes the smallest coin carries the greatest story. Whether it's the rare 1927s in blazing red, a mint error with a striking anomaly, or a perfectly preserved Philadelphia issue, this penny is a tribute to Lincoln, to American resilience,